6'3" senior from Little Rock, Arkansas, number 3, Dusty Hayman.
What was it like to be growing up in Little Rock and kind of have the Razorbacks there, kind of in there when you were growing up in their heyday?
They're the pro team of Arkansas. I've always been a Razorback fan my whole life. Just made a detour in Texas for a couple years, and it's just always been hog life for me. Matt Jones, just talking about football, Darren McFadden, that's just like idols, the best players I've ever seen playing their sport. And then when I came up here, my first game I ever saw was Sonny Weems, and he dunked on Alabama, and I was like, that dude is awesome.
And that was kind of when you realized that, hey, this is where I wanted to be. That's exactly when I knew. I heard them call the Hogs. I was like, yeah, this is a place to be. My sophomore year, I started getting some small mid-major offers, like Louisiana Tech had offered me and schools like that. And I never really picked up a big one until Texas Tech, going right when Coach Gillespie got there, and that stayed my only big offer, and that's where I ended up going. What was it about Texas Tech that allowed you to kind of get to this level? How did you develop there?
I think just people saw that I was doing stuff at a high level in the Big 12. And Big 12's arguably one of the best basketball conferences. So you're playing tough teams week in and week out, and I think that was what helped me a lot. People saw my freshman and sophomore year, he can shoot on this level.
Take me through the process now where you decide, hey, I want to leave, I want to go transfer somewhere else, and how it ended up being Arkansas.
Well, I just, made that decision after the season. All respect to Coach Smith, but, this is a business. And I went to transfer, and, a week later I still had Coach Watkins' number saved, and I saw Coach Watkins calling, and I was like, yeah, please happen. And, probably a week from that call, I got the offer from him, and I'd talked to Coach Anderson, and I committed dead on the spot.
Why do you think now, it was Arkansas, and that Coach Watkins and Coach Anderson, wanted you to join the program? I
guess they just, saw in me I could really be a great scorer and player for their team, and, help them win games. And that's what I'm trying to do.
He's capable of shooting the basketball without a doubt. One of the better perimeter shooters in the country. But he also can go off the dribble, and so he's going to get to the foul line quite a bit. Just continue to shape his game. I think just take it another level.
Getting a chance to be around Dusty, I've seen him a lot of growth and maturity in him. I think he's really become more of a student of the game than he was before. I think he's really started to develop a love for the small things in the game, realizing this is his last year, and wanting to go out with a bang. So, I've tried to talk to him about, hey, what's a good shot? What's a great shot? What's an okay shot? And that way you don't have to feast on shooting the long ball all the time. Dusty's a crafted up player where he can get to the basket, he can shoot pull-ups, he can shoot floaters. But the main thing about Dusty is that he's always in the gym. He's always in the gym, he's always working on his game, and there's a lot to be said for that. There's not a lot of guys who put the time and the effort into their craft that he does, and it's something from a coaching standpoint I can definitely appreciate.
How many shots are you getting up to perfect your craft?
I would say 300 to 400 shots a day probably during the season. It can go down a little because sometimes you want to go move around a little more, not just stay in the same spot, shoot a bunch of shots. But in the off season, I would say days I'm getting up 500 to 600. The biggest part of shooting is to keep shooting. I go on streaks where I can't make shots, and I've been shooting them, And you just have to have blind faith and just keep shooting like you know how. Just let your faith carry you and just keep working hard, because if you really want it, you can go get it.
What are the goals for the rest of the season?
Obviously we want to be a team that makes deep run in both our conference tournament and NCAA tournament. And I think that's what we're really focused on, is not being a team that gets into the NCAA tournament. We want to get into that tournament and make a lot of noise.